Hello everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Nightwitch. Okay, let's start off with a quick sketch just to try to figure out where I'm going to put her and to make sure I get everything in the frame. Let's see, I kind of have her hunched over a little bit here, so oops, let me fix my paper here 1 second. Okay. I kind of have her hunched over, and let's see. And you probably can't see this, but that's okay because this is mostly for me. And then I'll switch over to Sharpie, and you'll be able to see much better. But this is just for me to make sure I'm getting everything in the right pose, in the camera, and that everything fits on the screen. Well, it's the same thing, right? And that everything is going to look right. Then I'll switch over to Sharpie, and you can see much better. Let's see. All right. Okay, just trying to get some of the details right, because that's why you're here, right? You want to draw the fun stuff, and I would hate to miss anything and we realize, oh no, I gotta start all over, or it's like, this is no good because I didn't finish it right. So I just got to make sure it looks good. So, okay, so like here, see, this is something I have to figure out, how to make this ankle work right. And I think that'll work. Put the toe like this. There, that'll work. So yeah, that's why mostly I do these sketches, is just to make sure it's all going to fit and look right. So that's why you should learn to sketch too. So you can do this kind of stuff, and you can do it in any pose you want. So that's kind of the fun thing about being able to sketch, is I can look at all this stuff and kind of figure out for myself how I want it to be. And I get to take artistic license by maybe adding or not adding certain things. And like I said, because it's artistic license, it's up to me, and I decide if I want to add something or not. And I mean, I should, because I should honor the design that went into this. But it's like I said, it's really up to me. So that's a nice thing about learning to draw for yourself, is because in so many words, nobody could tell you you're wrong. I mean, they can. They designed it so they can say, hey, that doesn't look right, But this is my drawing. So I'm the one who's deciding what's right and what's wrong. And now that I'm on the face, I'm going to see that I think I'm going to just get some of the basics in and let coloring take care of the rest, because there's a lot of cool details on her face, but it would look better with the color instead of me trying to draw all of that in. So I'm just going to kind of get some of the basics here, and then we can go from there. So I think I'm good. I think I'm ready. Let's see. I'm going to switch over to Sharpie. You're welcome to use a pencil or use a Sharpie as well, but I think I'm going to go from here. I'm just going to use a Sharpie pen first, just to get a few of these little details I was talking about in. Like the eyes, that's really about it. And the only reason I do it with a finer Sharpie is because that other Sharpie is way too thick. And I can't get everything in. So I think I'm just going to do just some of the basics like that. Just kind of some nostrils, lips, we'll go ahead and do that. Just like this, and do the bottom of the mouth. So we got the basics of it, and then the rest of it I'll take care of with color. Okay, so the mask is hidden behind her hair right here, but it goes around like this, and I'm just doing it with this sharp Sharpie, and then I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit, but I got more control with this sharp Sharpie. That's why I'm using this. Alright, and so her hair is going to be about right there, so I'm just going to kind of do this. And I think that's it. I think the rest I'll take care of with color. So I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie now. And so, well, I take it back. I'm a big old fat liar. I'm going to do some of her hair with this fine Sharpie. Just because, again, it's a little too detailed, or I got more control. Like, that's what I said, right? And I'm doing kind of a wavy looking look because she's got like these knots that kind of go, and I'm tempted to not do them. Let's just keep going and see what happens, and then we'll decide if I want to come back and do the lines. Right now I don't. I'm just kind of like just using the Sharpie to build everything. And these hairs I'm going to have go underneath, and it's kind of like a knotted braid type kind of thing. So I'm just kind of adding the bumps, and then maybe with the color it'll make more sense, you know. Okay, some of these, there we go. I'm just doing like that. So I guess I won't go crazy with all of them. I'm just going to do a couple of ropes, couple of strands. Like that. Maybe one more back behind it. And I'm going to thicken up the outer edge just to make it stand out, to give it my own style, you know? Because that's kind of the thing you want to do eventually, is develop your own style so you'll stand out from everybody else, you know? And a couple more, just because I want to do this like that. Okay? And so the other ones I'm going to kind of have going back like this, because they're kind of pulled back, you know? So you can't quite see everything from her looking straight at you like that, you know? So I'll just do a couple more here, and then I'll switch back over to the big fat Sharpie. I just wanted to do a couple like this, because like I said, you can't really see much because it's back behind her head, you know? It's kind of pushed back, but we did a couple of them, you know? That'll give us the look, and then I'll come back and color them. Okay, so let's move on. So I'm going to draw her neck down like this, then draw the little choker, and let's see, I'm going to kind of connect it like that. See how much thicker this is? That's why I was trying to thicken up some of that compared to that line, just to make it look uniform. And I'm going to do this. Her shirt is connected by a ring. And here, let's go ahead and do this so it's not confusing. And I wanted to do it like this. Ooh, this pen is dying. I need to get another one. So I just kind of wanted to do this, just because it's going to go in there. It's going to hit that edge like that. And like I said, I've got more control with this finer Sharpie. That's why I was trying to do that, because if I try to do that with the big one, it's just going to fall apart. It's going to go all kinds of cuckoo crazy. So let's go ahead and do the shirt. That way it'll give us some lines to work off of. So I'm going to bring it down like this, go over her chest and come down to her stomach. Now I have her kind of hunched over, so that's why I got some bumps in there, but it's just my style. It's what I want to do, you know. So let's go ahead and make her belt, I guess is the best way to put it. That'll help us decide where everything else is going to go. So I'm going to draw her back up to her arms up here, and then I'm going to bring in the shirt like that. And let's reconnect that, because I did quite do that. And there's a lot of detail in the shirt, but I'm not going to worry about that, because I'm going to do that with color. But I will at least do this to give me an edge, because there are rings over here holding the shirt together. So I'm going to do something like this, because there's 3 rings. I know that's kind of small. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. It'll look a little too small, you know. But I'm here. I did it. I'm going to own what I did. Okay. Let me thicken those up just a little bit. Let's go over it one more time for my sake. All right, that's good enough for me. So now I've got lines I can build off of. So let's build her hand going off over here. And so I'm going to draw her clavicle to her shoulder, down to her arm, and then her forearm to her wrist, like that. She has so these little like small tiny glove things on, so we don't have to worry about too much of detail here. So I can do the bottom of her hand to her forearm again and just kind of close it off like that for the forearm glove thing. Okay, and it kind of goes over the hand like this, so I'm just going to do like that, and then I can draw the hand. Now the hand I sketched out is going to be something like this. And since I sketched it out, I kind of know where I'm going with this. So I'm just going to follow my sketch lines and just bear with me for what I'm doing here, okay? So I'm going to do one finger up like this. Then I'm going to bring it down, go up like that. And the other one's kind of behind it, not quite at that line, so I'm going to go up a little and do the same thing, okay? And go ahead and close that off, so to speak. And do the same thing with the rest of the fingers and just get smaller as I go, because they get smaller as we go. You know, there's no other way to put it. And the pinky, I'm just going to come out and do it like that because it's the smallest one. And then, let's see, come out here with the thumb like this. Close it up. And, okay, so it's going to get a little tricky here, but not too tricky, because here's the top of the hand, that part. Now we're going to do this part just underneath, just a little under like that. And that'll kind of close out what we're doing and finish off that hand. Okay, so let's move over to this one. This one is kind of behind this arm because of the way she's at an angle. So I'm going to come down and do the shoulder like that, and this arm is back here, so it's kind of back behind her torso. So we don't have to worry about too much. We just got to finish it up this way. So I'm going to bring it in like this. And I'm going to go ahead and just make her a fist. That'll be the easiest thing we can do. Draw that little, I know it's floating, but with my sketch I know where it is. Draw that little forearm piece. So I'm going to do her elbow like that to the forearm. And then I'm going to bring it into a fist. And the easiest way to do that is just do like this. And then I can close it off with the fingers are like that and up, like that and up, like that and up. And that's it. Really simple. You know, just make it like that. Oh, but we gotta do that part right there. So it's just a little simple thing like this. Okay. So now I'm going to draw her little skirt piece, and it's kind of a piece of material that hangs over. So I'm just kind of gonna do something like that, just kind of give it a little bit of style of flapping, you know, and do the same thing on the other side. A little bit higher because it's kind of jaggedy come down, and we're gonna just do like that. And that's simple. There's detail in here, but I'm gonna do that with color. Okay. Now. Let's go ahead and draw her belt, and then the things coming off, like this chain with the bell, and then the bones and the puka shells and all that stuff, I'm going to do with the Sharpie. But for now, let's go ahead and just do the belt, the bottom of it, just to give us an edge to work with, okay? And she has a medicine pouch, or her little voodoo bag, I guess is what it is. So I'm going to do it like that because I know the leg is going to be right there. But I'm going to come in and do these little detail parts real fast. So I'm just going to draw a little like almonds with a line in it. And that's all you got to do for the puka shells. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And let's do a few more over here. I guess it looks like a leaf, you know? And I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So don't worry about if it's exact or you didn't draw as many. It's okay. Let's just have some fun with it. So there's bones hanging off here, so it's going to kind of a moon shape, half crescent, whatever you want to call it. I don't know exactly what kind of bone that's supposed to be, but hey, we're gonna say it's a bone. And then I'll do one more because there's 3, like that. And then I'm going to connect them with a little bit of rope, like this. All right, again, that might have been too small of detail to mess around with, but we did it. Let's just have some fun. So this is like a bead rope. So I know where my sketch is, so I'm just going to kind of like do little knotty knot ropes, circles, following the line that I did down to the bell. And see, I sketched it out so it's kind of curved, you know. Again, just something fun, more than just hanging straight down. You know, she's in an action pose, so we might as well give her a little bit of action, right? And so this is the bell. Not too sure what the bell's for, but again, the designers made it. Just going to honor their designs. Okay, so now we're going to do her skirts, which are hanging over the pants. So I'm going to draw those first, like that. And this one is kind of going like that. And so I can now draw the other edge. Okay, and I'm going to cut that off and hit it like that. And it's going to go back behind that leg, but I got to draw that leg first, okay? So let's draw down to this little skull. Let's go ahead and just put it there so we know what we're drawing. And let's draw the eyes, a circle like that. And then there's a bar, like a black bar. We'll go ahead and color that in, holding it in. That's where it's tied on, you know. So now we've got edges we can work with. So I'm going to work with that up to the leg like this. And now that that's there, boom, we close that off. Okay. And let's do the other leg, top of the leg down to that part of the knee. And because that's there, we can hide the rest of the stuff. So let's draw them together and finish this other side. So I'm going to draw this leg down here to this knee like that. The other part of the leg down to that bottom of the leg. And just kind of do one of these. And that's kind of adding some creases to where her pants are. Cut it off like that. Add something like that to the same side. Or the other side. And then we can draw her boots. And we're almost there. So let's draw down to the ankle. So I'm going to come down here like this. And it's like, I can't tell if it's metal or if it's actual pants. So we're just going to flare it out just a touch and bring it in. And that'll close it off. Okay? So I'm going to come like that. Flare it out. Flare it out. Do something like that. And these are pretty much just like the creases of what I'm trying to do. Just some inking techniques. And finishing up the shoes. Okay, so let's do the heel over here. The heel you can't quite see, but I'm going to bring it down like that. I'm going to bring the top of the foot down to the top of the shoe. Top of the foot down to the top of the shoe. And let's do this side too, since we're drawing the front side. Close it up. Close it up like that. And just add a few more little tiny details for the boots. And just to, again, just to give it some of the style and technique that we're doing, you know. So same thing, I'm going to bring this over, and there's like a buckle over here. That's what I wanted to get in here and add. Like this. And again, maybe too small, but hey, let's just do it. And close off a couple of these lines where I see it's just floating like that. I'm just adding some crease folds, you know, just to show that it's a boot. And since I'm doing that, I'll go and add a few to her pants right here, just because this is my drawing. I could do what I want. And because these are cloth material pants, I'm just going to do that. Just add a few little lines just to show that it's bent and folded and creased, you know? Nothing too crazy. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I like doing that to make it my style. The last thing I'm going to do real quick before we finish it up for the coloring is I'm going to add the three little straps that she's got over here. I'm going to kind of do it like this. Like that. And one more like that. So I think I will take care of color for the rest so it looks more like the Nightwitch. So for now, as far as inking goes, that is the Nightwitch. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.